Rumors made true, family tension, and King being the worst dad ever. We got a lot of heated moments in this chapter of Four Nights of the Apocalypse, chapter 142, A Sad Crossing. If you want more Four Nights weekly, help the algorithm by liking, sharing, and commenting to support the anime underworld. But first, last time on Four Nights of the Apocalypse, Mertyl comes into contact with Killenbecker, who is then saved by Sixtus, the second child of King and Deanne. Sixtus attacks the Camelot mage with his own spirit weapon, Magliastraw. Sixtus easily repels the enemy, but before they could flee, the fairy giant hybrid managed to read the leader's mind and discovered that their goal is obtaining the drug of Yore. The drug is said to be holy water from atop of the sacred tree that only King can collect. For its power is to cure anything and even rejuvenate life. Mertyl, feeling useless for who he truly is, wonders if the drug of Yore is what he needs to be useful to the realm and to his family. Meanwhile, Nacien speaks to Percival's lifeless corpse about his own revelations that he is indeed part of the fairy clan. Their meeting was interrupted by the intervention of Harlequin, who gives an explanation about how the spirits of their world works. There are the spirits of humans which leave for the realm of the dead or purgatory, the elemental spirits which act as worldly functions, and life spirits, which is what Percival is. Nacien calls out in hopes that their voice could reach the departed friend. It's then that Harlequin tells Nacien that he has a gift for him to depart on, for Nacien to have hope. We begin this chapter with the other family members having lunch. The daughters are enjoying their meat, with Zana enjoying grilled boar, Ziliana elegantly eating her rabbit stew out of a bowl, rather than acting like a savage carnivore. While Belte is just eating an apple and telling his sisters that they'll get a gut. Dude, do not mock a giant or any girl about their weight. That's how Deanne handled Gother that one time. Meanwhile, Tiori and Deanne are talking about the problem that Tiori's been having on her mind. And, like a good mom, Deanne asked her daughter what's going on. Deanne said that she's probably wondering if Nacien is really her and King's son and Tiori's brother. No duh. Apparently, Tiori heard a rumor that the first child was a victim of a changeling plot, and that's why the act was illegal. Makes sense, though I'm not sure why it was made illegal at that point. Tiori says that they were just a rumor, so she paid them no mind. Until Nacien showed up and she noticed how much Nasi looked a lot like King and Deanne. Again, the hints. But it's not just the looks. Nacien's has no gender, like Feo. Something humans can't do. Nacien's adapted to the air of the realm, something only fairies and giants can do with humans needing aid. Tiori then concludes that Nacien's was abandoned 18 years ago, just like Mertyl. Wow, we got a real Sherlock Holmes here. Deanne is shocked and asks if it were all true, would it be that bad? Tiori explains that she loves Nacien's and gets along well with them, but her concern is with Mertyl. Where does he fit in all of this? Is he no longer their sibling? He just gets replaced and thrown out? Okay, Tiori is officially my favorite female character in Four Nights. She is funny, she is entertaining, she has a cool magic, and she is incredibly thoughtful and caring. Make her a full-time character, Nakaba. I want her to be more involved with the story. Tiori is heartbroken and flies off, with her sibling Feo hearing everything. Meanwhile, Mertyl and Sixtus finally return the baby to, I'm guessing these are its siblings or group home? Remember, fairies normally are born from trees and flowers, not by, conventional means. Yeah. Mertyl and his brother are thanked and they leave the fairies with Sixtus saying that they called Mertyl their guardian angel, to which Mertyl says that he would rather be a giant or a fairy. Sixtus reveals that he knows what Mertyl wants and says that they should just go to their father and ask him for the drug of Yore. Okay, I love seeing the Kian kids actually act like a caring family. They don't just say they're a family and then it's just that, but they're concerned with one another. They get along. They fight and bicker, but every family does that. No family's perfect. IRL, I fought and argued with my sisters practically all the time, but we still got along, and we always had each other's backs whenever something bad was coming our way. And that is what I see in this family. Back to the chapter, the two head over to the top of the mushroom with Mertyl saying that he can't fly like a fairy, he isn't as big or strong like a giant, he's the only one who doesn't seem to resemble the parents, but the only thing he does have is their adaptability to the realm. Yet he wonders if King will even let Mertyl have something so precious. But Sixtus eases his worries by saying that King is a kinder king than anyone out there, which makes this scene all the more heartbreaking. The two arrive to see Harlequin and Nasiens with the fairy summoning the drug of Yore. The drug is taken from the iris flowers atop of the sacred tree, which grow once every millennium. It can heal any sickness, curse, or even bring souls or bodies back from death. Okay, now I know I ranted in the last chapter about how this drug could have been used to bring back Elaine, but now we do know that it only happens once every 1,000 years, so it makes sense. The two watch the conversation with King, telling Nasiens to have it, which shocks Mertyl immediately. Even Sixtus is appalled that his dad would give something so vital and important to a human. Disheartened, Mertyl flashes off from the scene, and can you blame him? Smooth King. King tells Nasiens to not be shy. He only wanted to help, and this could be a way to help Percival awaken from his long slumber. Nasiens appreciates the concern, but he says that he can't accept it. It's here we also get to see Fat King again, and when I saw this image, I both laughed and I did this.
My eyes are bleeding! Ryder!
I know. I said I was gonna throw it away.
I'm sorry, but Fat King with that hair. Oh my god, it is so hideous and funny at the same time. It's chaotic. Nasiens asks King that if he had such a drug all along, why bring it up now? Why, after 2 years of creating medicines and failing to do so each and every time, why didn't he tell Nasiens about this in the first place? And what is pissing him off the most is why didn't he ever give this drug to Mertyl? Thank you, Nasiens! Finally! I know there's probably some good reason for why King didn't give Mertyl the drug when the poor guy had to take pills every day in his life so he can breathe the air that is constantly killing him. But I swear, it's just probably gonna be that, oh, he's fine the way he is cliche crap that we get from these kinds of fathers. I'm sure there's something else that can be done, but that will be later. However, outside the realm, Killbaggin senses Myrtle's anger and despair and says that it will be useful as an ominous aura surrounds Mertyl. And that was chapter 142 of Four Nights. Man, this was so hard to watch. I love seeing the genuine concern that the siblings have for Mertyl. Will they still care that he's not their biological child of the fairy king and the giant queen? I personally will think that they will defend Mertyl and say that he should not leave and he should still live with them, even if Nasiens is their real firstborn child. Which, come on, we already know that it's true. Mertyl grew up with them, despite not looking like the parents or having the abilities of a giant or fairy. They still consider him family. So King's decision to bring up the drug and give it to Nasiens was a low blow to someone who's been raised for years by them. Then again, I know I ranted about King already, but I do see a reason why he did it. The drug can only be made once every 1,000 years. It's not like Moonlit Drip that Gloxinia had with his sacred treasure. I get wanting to save it for a very special emergency, and Mertyl taking his pills every day is a workaround the issue, and giving the drug to a Knight of the Prophecy is technically a special emergency, but it's still a low blow. There might be a workaround so that everyone can be happy. What if Naciens drinks the drug? It's still a drug, and the iris plant is a very poisonous plant in real life. And we've seen Naciens drink all sorts of magical potions, substances, and replicate their magical properties perfectly. Naciens could just drink the drug himself and just replicate it so that he can call upon it every other time. We've seen him do this before with like Meligalen's miasma, the Serenos horn, etc., etc. So not only could Naciens gain a new magical substance for his arsenal, but he could replicate the magical properties any time he needed to. So he could make more of the drug for Percival and Mertyl. Which, by the way, King, why didn't you bring that up before? 2 years. 2 years of a war going outside the fairy realm, and Naciens has been spending those 2 years trying to bring Percival back, and you just now decided to show it. Did you want to make sure that Naciens is your real kid? Yore is a better detective than you. Because of that, Mertyl might actually become a tool of Camelot in destroying the fairy realm, as we see with the aura surrounding him. Could Mertyl become a monster like Ordo, or even some sort of like chaos version like Velascula and Galen? I would be interested if Mertyl became some sort of like twisted chaos version of a giant fairy hybrid. The very thing that he is envious of, and Killbaggin could use Myrtle's justified insecurities to use him as a tool and a distraction while Camelot invades the fairy realm. But what did you think of this chapter? And what will happen in the next one? Will Naciens make proper use of the drug of Yore? Will the royal family stick together regardless of bloodlines? What will become of Mertyl in Arthur's evil game? Will Percival ever wake up? Find out next time in 4 Nights of the Apocalypse.